Hi, this is Dark Shades, and this is part 3 of the immigration, life skills on immigration. There is a series of videos about life experiences, relationships, work, and today's is on immigration because I listened to the radio this morning, and there was a couple. A 32-year-old man. He had married a Chinese lady. He'd known her for 7 months. She's now pregnant. And apparently, because he hasn't got the leave to remain approved, he's afraid that she's going to be deported. She's having to pay for to go to the hospital if she decides to have the baby here. It's going to cost her £10,000, and he just didn't realise. And I think a lot of us who are born in this country, we don't know the law and we don't know the requirements if we fall in love with an immigrant. And for immigrants, if you think that you can marry someone from Britain as a scam, or even if it's legit, it's not easy anymore. What they're suggesting is that if you love that person so much, you go to the country or the origin of the person who wants to get married and get married there. And then maybe you can apply later on, but even then it's not guaranteed. So anyway, part 1 gives you the basics about the immigration status. Part 2 gives you the fees and the requirements, what you need and what you need to do. And this one just tells you about the tier system. The UK has a points-based 5-tier system to assess visa applications for those from outside the EU who want to come to the UK to work, train, invest or study. This, of course, isn't about living in the UK or has anything to do with a definite or indefinite leave to remain in the UK. Some people can apply for 3 years, some people can apply for 5 years, but this is simply about working, training, investing or studying in the UK. Now, Tier 1 for those with exceptional talent includes entrepreneurs, investors and those recognised as world leaders. Tier 2 is skilled workers, those with particular skills that are desired to aid the UK's economy, such as writers, composers and artists and lawyers. The Tier 2 need a certificate of sponsorship, though, from their employer to confirm that the applicant will fill a genuine vacancy in the UK that cannot be filled with a suitably qualified or skilled worker already in the UK. So that's why that is in place. Tier 3 are for low skilled workers filling specific temporary labour shortages. You won't be able to apply for a visa under this, but I guess I was wondering if those immigrants that came over from the West Indies back in the 1950s, I wonder if they came in under a Tier 3 visa, and then because they had to stay so long, maybe they were granted indefinite. I'm not quite sure, but that did run across my mind. Then you have the Tier 4, which is for students. Applicants must have a place at a registered educational establishment before they apply. And Tier 5, that's for temporary workers. There are 6 sub-tiers covering sports players, charity workers, religious workers, and those under the youth mobility scheme. So the youth mobility scheme facilitates about 55,000 young people every year to work during the holidays in the UK. There's also an increase in the salary requirement now to work in the UK. It has to be 35,000. And for those who are applying for asylum, you have to apply for asylum if you want to stay in the UK as a refugee, and to be eligible you must have left your home country and be unable to return due to fear of persecution. Could be because of religious beliefs, your sexual orientation or other reasons. You must apply as soon as you arrive in the country or as soon as you consider it unsafe to return to your own country. It's really important that your asylum application is truthful and accurate, as you could be deported and face up to 2 years in prison if you give false false information on the application. And asylum claims from the EU nationals will now be invalid unless exceptional circumstances, because the UK does not consider any other EU country to be dangerous or that it persecutes their citizens. So that is for those who want to work, train or invest or study. In the UK, there's lots of different prices depending on what tier you're coming in for. Ranges from I think about £2,000 to about 30,000. So for large sponsors. So, and that's it now. I hope you did find these 3 videos useful, and I hope they help you make a decision on whether or not you want to marry somebody who is not born in the UK. And if you do want to marry somebody who's not born in the UK, that you're ready to face all the different challenges that you will need to face, and plan accordingly. So this is Dark Shades and the end of part 3. Ciao for now.